just be mindful of the kind of tone that you're producing, particularly when you're trying to play loud. Okay, so when you're playing louder, we're at risk of the tone becoming a little bit snappy, and that's when the fingers get caught underneath the string and they sort of pull up and away. So you end up with that sort of sound. What we're looking for is that smoother, more gentle, softer kind of sound. And we can still do that loud to a degree. There's plenty of volume there without getting into that sort of territory. Okay, so you're going to sort of change the way you think about this. And I possibly told you the story before about my very first tutor, and this would have been quite early in our lessons. And he was talking to me about tone, as I'm doing with you now. And he was saying you've got to imagine that you're stroking the string. So I was thinking, okay, stroke the string. Not really sure how to do this. And he said, right, give me your hand. So I did this. There you go. There's my hand. No problem at all. And then he goes, right, which one feels nicer? This, where he dug his fingernail into my hand and then into my arm and sort of pushed down, and then started to scrape his fingernail off the back of my hand. And I was thinking, crikey, this is actually quite painful. You wouldn't get away with it these days, of course. But he's really digging the fingernail in, scraping through. And I'm thinking, right, that really hurts. I don't like that at all. And they said, right, okay, is this any better? And he got his fingernail. He very gently put the fingertip on the back of the hand there, and just glided across the top of the skin there, strokes the back of the hand essentially with the fingernail. And he said, right, which one's better? Which one feels nicer? And I thought, well, definitely number two. That's that doesn't hurt at all. That's a nice stroking movement, and it feels like it's gentle. And he said, right, well, imagine that your back of your hand there. Imagine that's the string. How would the string feel when you play? And I thought, oh yeah, okay, I get it now, because what I was doing was just digging into the strings, getting my nails in there, and just sort of ripping them out. Whereas if you were to do that kind of gentle stroking motion, as if you're trying not to hurt it, then you should get a much more gentle, softer, less snappy sort of tone. So it's something to always think about when you're playing, particularly when you're playing loud, because when we play louder, we tend to grab a bit harder and really pull the fingers through. So just be a bit more mindful of that, and it should start to soften the tone a little bit.